Ever heard of Mike Cross? He wrote Elma Turl, a great song about inbreeding and stuff. For people that like songs about such things as that. My wife and I were watching a video a couple of days ago. I got a new song here called Muleskinner. And somebody used the term Muleskinner, and the video had nothing to do with music. And I always thought that a muleskinner was like a salesman or a preacher, you know, like somebody that can convince somebody of something. And I looked it up, and it has nothing to do with skinning a dead mule and making a hat out of it or something like that. The expression to skin somebody, if you've ever played cards, it means you took away all their money, right? And so a muleskinner is somebody that can handle a difficult situation and kind of turn a stubborn situation into a win kind of thing. It's just called Muleskinner. It's kind of new. I'm an old muleskinner. I can make a mule say when. I can tell the demons when to kneel, just like old King Solomon. I don't traffic with the traffickers. I don't dance with the doom. I don't feed you anything I wouldn't eat myself, and I know when I'm being grown. We never drugged our kids in the morning or gave them sedatives at night. Some folks swear they'd never do such a thing, but some other folks say they might. I'm just a muleskinner. I can make a mule say when, tell the demons when to kneel, like old King Solomon. Well, you didn't make it morning in America again. You didn't make us a kinder, gentler nation. It wasn't for people or bridges or a safer world, and you haven't made the U.S. great again. I'm don't run with the traffickers. I don't dance with the doom. I don't feed you anything I wouldn't eat myself, and I know when you're being grown. I'm just an old muleskinner. I can make a mule say when, make the demons know what to fear, like old King Solomon, like old King Solomon. Thanks, Muleskinner. Let's see here. I want to do another animal song. Let's see. Let's see if I can do Red Newt. You ever heard of Jeffrey Frederick and the Clam Tones? No? Well, that's why I'm here, ain't it? It's called Red Newt. That's a salamander. Well, that red Newt, he sat on a wet piece of wood. Black crows looking down at him. Yes, he was. Well, that black crow said to that red Newt, listen to me sing. Caw, 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 caw. Caw, 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 caw. Well, the red Newt said to that black crow, you sure sing good when you do what you do. Oh, when you do what you do. Well, the black crow said to that red Newt, what do you do? He said, I don't fly around making the noise you do. No, I don't fly around making the noise you do. Well, the black crow started getting mad, thought about the last thing he had dinner for yeah. Looked down at that old red Newt and said, I might take you home. And make some red Newt soup. Well, black crow went down and grabbed that black Newt and took him up in the sky. He said, now I'm gonna show you just how the crow flies. Yes, now I'm gonna show you how the crow flies. Well, the red Newt said to that black crow, I don't care much, no, I don't care that much about if and I die. No, I don't care too much about if I die. I got this all figured out. Well, that red Newt, he sat on a wet piece of wood. Thanks. Jeffrey Frederick and the Clamtones, look him up. He's got a great song called Toilet about how he liked to play guitar in the bathroom.
Sounds good in there.
Yeah. And he passed out and hit his head on the toilet. It was a bad day for him. But anyways, this is pretty interesting. All right. We're doing 4, right, Matt? 4 tunes? Yes. Okay. This is called I Got My Running Shoes On. I got my running shoes on. Yes, I got my running shoes on. Here comes Jesus and it's time to scoot. So I got my running shoes on. I got my running shoes on. Well, 5 girls came in flip-flops. They weren't ready for the run. Bridegroom called and they missed the wind, but I got my running shoes on. I got my running shoes on. Well, that megachurch preacher got a phone full of porn. Small church preacher running a con of his own. Sunday school teacher got to get a new job, but I got my running shoes on. Yes, I got my running shoes on. Well, most of the people in my own family are dancing straight into hellfire. Grandpa said when you're planning a big trip, don't forget to check the tires. No, don't forget to check the tires. Well, Daddy's still drinking in the basement. Mama's passed out on the couch with a gun. Little sister's been missing since 2019. But I got my running shoes on. Yes, I got my running shoes on. Yes, I got my running shoes on. I got my running shoes on. Yes, I got my running shoes on. Oh, here comes Jesus and it's time to scoot. So I got my running shoes on. Yes, I got my running shoes on. Jesus is coming and it's time to scoot. Thank you.